Hey, this is Mike from 10th Avenue North, and you're listening to Dispatch Radio.
All right, with me now is Trevor McNevan from Thousand Foot Krutch. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing good, my man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, I tell you what, I'm so excited about this Winter Jam tour. Just an amazing lineup that you're part of, an amazing set of shows that are coming up tonight. You're in Jacksonville. Tomorrow you're here in the Tampa Bay area, and just tons of dates and stuff like that. Tell us about the first, weekend and a couple shows and how things have been so far.
The tour's been great, man. It's been off to a great start. It's our first year as TFK actually on this tour, and man, honestly, it's just an awesome family of people. The bands are incredible. There's kind of something for everyone musically, and I think most importantly, it's so cool just to see God move every night, and everybody's heart kind of is on the same page, and it's just it's a refreshing tour to be on, I must say.
Well, you guys represent some of the heavier music of the night, joined by, the diverse lineup that includes rap music like Lecrae, some pop music like Newsboys, and traditional music with some of the new song, praise and worship, that kind of stuff, American Idol, Colton Dixon. So an amazing lineup that is, I guess the door is wide open for anyone that can come, right?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think there's definitely something for everyone, and it's a pretty high-octane show, and it's a pretty unique tour. We've been doing it for a long time, and this is one of the best for sure. I mean, it's if you guys could come and hang out, it'd be great to see you.
That'd be awesome. And the album right now, the big thing is the end is where we are begin. And tell me a little bit about putting the music together now, where you are and how you're being influenced, and what it is that kind of is driving the music.
I think, the end is where we begin for us kind of was a milestone. It was something where we had been independent for a while, and we were at the major label for 10 years, and then we finished our record deal and took a huge faith step and chose to go independent and just, create music and do this with directly with the people who support this music. And so it's been an incredible journey, and this record was the first kind of step in that direction for us. And the last couple of years on this record have just been such a blessing, man. It's been such a journey and such an incredible one to walk, with the people who support this music. And God's been so faithful. And I think musically it's been a natural progression. We kind of, you always want to try to push yourself and kind of step into some new territories and step into some new rooms musically, and then also kind of tie in what you've been doing before. And I think this record kind of has all of that, and also kind of has a bit of a tip of the hat to some of our older stuff and where we came from, And I've always been a big hip-hop fan, and that's kind of how I came up. And so that's always had an influence on our music, and I think it just felt like time to kind of reintroduce some of that, in our stuff, and it felt like a natural, progression. So it's been a very inspired and incredible ride so far in this record, and big thanks to everybody who supported that. And we've been on a testimony level. We've been able to kind of surpass all the goals we've had in the past with this record. So it's been a big blessing, to say the least.
And that's been, some pretty amazing stuff. I mean, let's face it, you've got some great songs that are out there. I mean, Fire It Up has kind of become its own iconic song. I mean, it's being from G.I. Joe to ESPN to a hockey game. I mean, everywhere you go, it seems like everybody's playing Fire It Up. So for you to say that, that's very bold.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, man. It's the kind of connection with the professional sports world and with film and TV kind of started a long time ago. We went back out. We had a song called Rock Fist, and originally that was actually written to be a theme song for the wrestler The Rock. And then he actually, and the WWF had said, let's do this. And then he had actually put in his resignation about two weeks later to become an actor. So it's kind of hilarious. But through that, we kind of ended up getting just kind of our music. I think ESPN was the first one to officially pick it up, and it's been such an awesome relationship through the years to watch grow, and with each record kind of picking up more songs, and then that kind of overflowed into other professional sports and NASCAR and feature films and things like that. And so, the synergy between those things is so exciting to be a part of. We feel very blessed to be a part of it, and it's exciting to see.
When you guys sit down to put a song together, how does that process work? You start with the music, you start with certain lyrics, how do you piece things together?
It's always different as far as what what it begins with, but I write the songs, and then I'll spend time either kind of always writing in the back of the bus or on airplanes, or I have a studio at home that I stay busy writing in full time, and when we're not on tour, I'm doing a lot of songwriting and production for other artists, and so with our stuff, it usually starts like that. I'll kind of put together a bunch of songs, and then get together with the guys, and we'll kind of feel through what feels best for the record, and kind of they're insanely talented, and it's so fun to get together and kind of put finishing touches on, and then just get together in the studio. So that's normally kind of how it comes together for us. But we do write all our own music and songs, and enjoy doing that. It's just kind of the way it comes together for us.
So what does Trevor's notebook look like? He's toting it around everywhere he goes, because I know how you guys are, and I'm the same way. I mean, I write primarily for a living, more on the website, but working on a book, working on different things. So you write all the time. What does your notebook look like?
Man, it is just thousands of ideas and song memos, and it's funny. It used to be a notebook, and then then it was a laptop, and then forever it's kind of been different progressions of voice recorders. So for me, the number one is always a voice recorder these days on my phone, and it's just kind of packed with backed up hard drives of just thoughts and ideas, and guitar riffs and melodies and all that kind of stuff, and just things you're inspired by when you're walking through life.
Fantastic. I couldn't agree more. I'm switching over to a lot more of the voice recording myself. I definitely understand. So let me get to my favorite song, Bring Me to Life, and give everybody a little heads up on the backstory of this song.
Bring You to Life was a song where I remember kind of at that point in my life just feeling like you're craving that second wind. You kind of feel like, man, I just feel like things have either I've let things get stale, or things have just gotten stale, or whatever. However you want to say that, it just feels like things stopped moving. There was no motion and no forward motion at that point in time. I remember feeling like that, and so that was kind of one of those just heart songs, just kind of reaching out and just saying, kind of a cry out, saying, man, I need a second breath from you, God. I need that. And you are my oxygen, and I need that. Bring me back to life, sort of thing. And that's the heart of where that song came from.
Do you find it hard playing, the kind of music that you have, and being a Christian too, the stereotypes of, how can you be a Christian playing that kind of music and all that? Do you still get a lot of that, or is it that's kind of done now? You've done it for so long now that everybody's kind of, TFK, that's who they are.
Right.
Or is it still a little bit of a monkey on the back?
No, we still get it sometimes. We've been fortunate enough to never really been criticized too hard on that tip, but we still get it for sure. I think, I guess the best way I could put it is just, that our faith isn't our genre. It's who we are. I think that our faith is our lifestyle. That's who we are as people, and so that's obviously going to be who we are on our records. That's our lifestyle. So we make music for everyone now, and always have, and that's our heart. Is to make music for everyone, and to be who we are, and to love God and what we do. And I think. We're not ashamed to be a part of the Christian market, and we're not ashamed to be a part of the general market. It's a blessing to be a part of both, and we don't change who we are either way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think that's to me the appeal. To be perfectly honest, is I don't want you to compromise. I just want you to be who you are, and if I disagree with you, fair enough. And if I don't, I'm gonna be on board, and a big fan. Looking forward to tomorrow night. We're going to chance to see you guys live for the first time. I haven't had a chance to see that yet. Oh, one last thing. I definitely I almost forgot, because it's like, are we ever going to see or hear from FM Status again?
It's just on pause at the moment. I think there's definitely a chance that you'll hear from FM Static again. I think. It's just been so crazy in the world of TFK, and when we went independent, it's kind of created more work for everybody, and so it's been awesome but busy. And definitely, probably in the future that will kind of reappear.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Well, thank you so much for fitting this in. Folks, jamtour.com. It has all the ticket information, all the information. Like I said, they're in Jacksonville tonight. They will be in Tampa tomorrow night if you're listening to this online afterwards. There are dates all across the country on the East Coast all through March. Feel free to check that out. We'll have links to the TFK websites. People can go there and get the information on the albums and how to get caught up on all the music. Trevor, thank you again for fitting this into your schedule.
Oh, thank you, brother, for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, take care. All right, God bless.